Hey everybody, welcome to Missouri Market Boss's question and answer section. In this quick session, I'm going to break down how you can help your business show up in Google's AI-driven discovery tools, like the one you see on your screen here, like the knowledge panel and local suggestions, even if you're just getting started. Why fight yesterday's SEO war when you can fight tomorrow's battle and win? So, why this matters? Here's the thing. One of the strongest trust signals in Google isn't just your rankings anymore. In fact, across the board, you'll see in some of our SEO panels that people have seen a big dip in their clients' successes in terms of impressions because AI tools are changing the landscape. People are becoming more and more sophisticated with how they interact with technology. And that means that the businesses that stay ahead of this trend are the ones who will be showing up in this section here. And the ones who don't are invisible. Again, one of the strongest trust signals in Google isn't just rankings. It's when Google automatically creates a knowledge panel for your brand. Why this matters? Well, it creates instant authority and visibility. It shows up in Google's AI and search suggestions, and competitors can't easily take it or outrank it. But here's the challenge. You cannot request this. You can't just apply for knowledge panel or discovery snippet. Google only creates them when it sees a strong, consistent signals about your business across the web. That's why at MarketBoss, all of our clients are shifting from yesterday's search everywhere optimization to search engine optimization to today's search everywhere optimization. So, what is AI looking for? Here's what actually moves the needle: search demand. Are people searching for your brand name? Citations. This is mentions from trustworthy sources. These can be blogs, directories, even news sites. And unique identifiers. Same name, same logo, same phone number, URL, social handles across all platforms. One of the biggest things that we see as a misnomer, as a mistake, is when people will type out the word, for example, in St. Charles, they will have in some of their citations Saint spelled out SAINT. Others will be ST, others will be ST period. To Google, that's inconsistent. You want to be consistent across the board for everything that has your brand name on it. So here's the shortcut: social media strategy. One of the fastest, cheapest ways to build those signals is to make your social media profiles work together cohesively as one unified brand asset. Here's a platform by platform plan. On LinkedIn, right here, you want to post 3 to 5 times a week. This can be sharing insights, stories, even customer wins that you had that week. You want to optimize your customer page and engage with other businesses and professionals. On X or Twitter, you want to post multiple short updates daily. You can use threads, polls, even hashtags to engage with trending conversations within your niche. On YouTube, you want to think YouTube for SEO and AI indexing. Weekly videos can include tutorials, product demos, even testimonials. You want to ensure that your business name and website are within the video descriptions, and use shorts for quick hits. Nextdoor. I personally love Nextdoor for businesses who use it the correct way. Set up your free business page. Post once or twice a week with local deals, events, and even community support. What have you done lately? Have you been a part of any chamber community activities? Have you gone to any ribbon cuttings for your community? Have you done any social charity outreach? Include that in your platform. You can also ask for recommendations from nearby customers. People have used you in the past, have good experiences when they see posts like this. I need a gardener or landscaper who can not only pull the ivy in my landscaping, but also knows how to kill it and stop it from coming back. Have those people go in here and recommend your brand, especially if they've used you for something similar. Alignable is also great for business to business networking. This allows you to connect with other businesses in your area. Post value-driven content, including tips, polls, and questions. You also want to consider answering questions. When people are looking for answers, include your expertise and become a part of that conversation. You never know who might be looking for your services. Reddit is also a great way to really get community credibility. You can find subreddits related to your industry and share advice. Just make sure you're not sharing ads. Build that karma and trust before mentioning your brand. All right, pro tip number 6. Consistency is key. Google's AI is smart, but it's not magical. It needs to see the same information about your business everywhere. Action steps can be using the same business name, logo, and phone number across the board. Those are your NAPs. And you can use schema markup to make sure that it's consistent on your website as well. You want to link all social platforms back to your website. If your website doesn't have your social platforms and your Google business page doesn't list those social platforms, how can you expect consumers to find it? You also want to fill out all profiles completely. Yes, this includes your bios, your locations, even images and videos about your business. Now, this is a bonus tip. Creating content AI is already looking for is a lot easier than you think. One of our favorite tools is answerthepublic.com. Now that your profiles are in sync, you want to think about content because what you post and where you post it matters, especially if you want Google's AI and discovery tools to take notice. Again, one of the best tools to get content ideas that actually attract traffic is answerthepublic.com because these are questions that people are already asking in the 46 million searches across the board. They're asking it on sites like Google, Bing, YouTube, TikTok, Amazon, and Instagram. So I typed in a keyword like landscaping, and this pulls up multiple questions. The reason this is so important is because, again, consumers are becoming sophisticated in how they interact with technology. They no longer just type in landscapers near me, they ask those deep questions like, who's experienced in pulling ivy out and preventing it from returning? In terms of landscaping, these are some top questions that consumers have actually asked. One, and this is probably an important thing. What is the rule of 3 in landscaping? I also really liked another question on here, and that was, does fabric landscaping kill my grass? Those are great questions. You want to go to the search site, and here's how to use it. So you go to the search site, answerthepublic.com, and you type in any keyword that's related to your business. So for today's example, we're looking at landscapers. So you may type in the word landscaping, lawn care, leaf removal, or any other services that you want to know more about. Then it'll show you actual phrases that people use. Like, what does it mean to work in landscaping? What do most landscapers charge per hour? How do I create a landscaping quote? And those are just the top. They're also asking other questions as well. These are some highly searched keywords as well. And you can actually see, can landscaping be depreciated? Can landscaping increase home value? Can landscaping fabric kill grass? Can landscaping bricks be painted? If you're a landscaper who can answer these questions, chances are you're going to stand out as an industry expert and not just a jack of all trades. You can then turn those into content. Well, how does this work? Well, I like to use YouTube videos. Simply go to YouTube Studio and create an account. And once you have that, pull out your smartphone or easy device and take a video on the job. You can actually answer this in real time before, during, and after the job is completed. If you'd like more tutorials on that, visit our website at MissouriMarketBoss.com and go to our members only page. For just $19.99 a month, you can get hands-on tutorials step by step that show you exactly how to make award-winning content that actually gets noticed. You can also use Twitter threads to answer these questions. LinkedIn posts, Reddit discussions, and emails and blog posts as well can be used to answer these questions. Think about who your audience is on each of those platforms and repurpose the promotional content that you're putting out there. While you can answer the same question across multiple platforms, Google is looking for unique content to be featured. So make sure that while it's consistent, you change up the content just a little bit per platform to make it fit for that particular platform that you're marketing yourself on. Now, these are exact questions that people and Google's AI are looking to answer. So as many as you can, as often as you can, take the time to answer them. Bonus tip. You can boost with citations. Get mentioned on trusted third-party sites. Local directories like Yelp, BBB, even your local Chamber of Commerce are great ways to get noticed here locally in your area. But you can also guest post on a blog that somebody else owns. So if you're an expert landscaper and you have somebody who's blogging about home and garden services, even if they're a home-based business like a painter or a deck builder, you can actually guest blog and answer some top questions that they have related that align with their services but are not exactly what they do. So it's great to make those connections with local area businesses. Could also get featured in a local news article. So Help a Reporter Out, or HARO, is a great network that I'm a part of that allows me to see what reporters need to fill for their content. And then we plug in these answers from local businesses across the nation that answer those questions to get featured on articles like Forbes magazine, and just to name a few, right? You want to make sure Home and Garden, Lawn, and other magazines that people are looking for answers on regularly. They're constantly answering questions. So if you've already got this repertoire of different answers for all these different subjects that people are already asking about, and you go to Help a Reporter Out and you see that they're looking for an article for just that, it's as easy as doing a share from your website from the search section. And let me show you what that looks like. So using our client here, you can actually go straight to their blog and you can search up any particular topic. So if I want to see what they've written about aeration, I'll just go here and search the blog for aeration. And it would help if I spelled it correctly. But yeah, you're just looking for this and it's going to tag it for them. So anytime your blog needs Help a Reporters Out query, this is a great way to tag your website and get featured as well. Another way is adding a Wikidata or Crunchbase profile if possible. This is a little bit trickier because you have to have a certain number of followers, reviews. You have to have a number of content that's already been created. It's not something that you can just set and forget. It's something that's earned. So take the time, go to Wikipedia and read what it takes to get featured there and to be able to create that. Apply those steps for your business. And then once you've done that, you'll find that you'll be able to get featured easily. All right. And number 9, guys, remember, this isn't a very hard thing to do. You don't have to chase the knowledge panel or wait for AI to discover you. You can build a digital footprint that attracts it naturally. Like attracts like. So if AI is scanning all these already registered sites and understanding your business as well as it needs to, when they're answering these detailed questions, you're naturally going to be featured. Look at this. This is our client right here, and they are featured. And we haven't even been doing too much very long with them. So that's 19 sites, and we've only been working with them for a few months, and they're number 2 right here. And this is, who is the best lawn care company to use for aerating your yard in St. Charles, Missouri, who can also remove leaves? So here's all of their answers. Not everybody makes the cut. If you don't show up here in this discovery page, then you're not an option. This is questions that you didn't even know you were going to ask yet. So look at this. They're already putting out pruning, Hackman Lawn and Landscape. You've also got Angie's List, top 10 best lawn care providers in St. Charles. Hackman's there again. 19 sites got listed, and there are 634 lawn care companies in St. Charles, Missouri. Only 19 of you made the cut. So again, getting there is just about consistency, social consistency, engaging content using Answer the Public, and local and trusted mentions. So if you want help building a branded presence that Google and customers can't ignore, we'll want to talk after this section. So free checklist, 10 things AI needs to see to build trust in your business. If you guys have been paying attention, you'll want to write notes. And then from there, you can always book a discovery call. So I'm going to give you guys one bonus, and you can book that discovery call at 636-248-8231, or visit us on our website at MissouriMarketBoss.com. That again is MissouriMarketBoss.com. And for more training, you'll go to Local Master Local Marketing right here. Okay. So real quickly, I'm going to answer some questions that have been in a thread recently. So this is from Facebook. This is a social group that I'm a part of, Local SEO Strategies and Google Business Profile Help. So this particular person wanted to know how to audit a Google business profile without a physical location address. Now, if you're a landscaper, chances are many of you, when you're first starting out, are working out of your house, so you don't have a physical location yet. You don't have that prowess to show up and have a good profile setting yet, because you don't have directions to a location. You can't set up Google Guarantee or get local service ads without that physical location. But here's something that not everybody knows. Not only, yes, can you audit it, but you can also show up in the search results if you're doing things right. I didn't directly find a landscaper quickly, but this is somebody that we just set up the other day. So he's been our client for one day, and he does not have a physical location. It's out of his house, but he does have a Google business profile. So let me show you how to audit that. The first thing that you'll want to do is search them here, of course, and go to Google extensions, and you're going to add Google My Business Everywhere, or GMB Everywhere extension. It's a free to use extension. You get, I think, 5 searches or audits, but for a business who's just looking at themselves for the first time, that's a perfect amount of queries to use. And then if you like the search like I do, you can pay something like $35 a month, and again, you'll be able to do unlimited queries. So this is great for when you are looking to audit your own business, but also sneak a peek at what your competition is doing to make sure that you guys stand out and are featured above them in the Google business search results. Again, for those of you who don't know what that looks like, Google business search results are the ones that show up your map section. Here, let me get out of AI mode. And we'll just do Dayton, Ohio. Okay, so these are your Google local service ads or your local leads. And then right here, this is your map section. These are the people who are not paying to be here. They've just got enough relevant content to show up as an industry expert. So that's what we're auditing today, is that section. For FD Masonry, he does not have a physical location. It is out of his house, so we have suppressed it. He just has a service area that he serves. So he does qualify for the Google Business Profile. And yes, you can audit it. So the first thing that we'll do is a basic audit by clicking this button here. It'll take us to this, and that'll tell us what we see. The address is not provided, but his business status is claimed. He does have a website listed, a phone number listed, and this will allow us to see, is this consistent across the board? It also shows us what categories he's under: masonry contractor, service establishment, and foundation. So this is something we're also going to audit. Are there other categories that he can show up under? So using this tool, the best way to do that is to click Find More. And this is going to allow you to see what categories you may or may not be missing. So if you do any of these other things like bricklayer or masonry supply, any kind of brick manufacturer, paving contractor, any of those services that may or may not fit you, that's where you're going to put it under your categories. Now, there's also a section on your Google Business Profile that's going to be your products. So going back here, we're going to type in FD Masonry. Like I said, we just took them over. So we haven't made any of these changes yet. But the next thing that I would do is look at editing your profile. And we're going to go under, so these are the categories that we were just looking at. But we're also going to take a look and see, does this actually fit me, or is it just a bunch of keywords, right? Does that describe accurately who I am and what I do? We also want to look at our social profiles. He's gonna have more than just Instagram and Facebook. We want to link those all on there. So TikTok, Snapchat, if you have it. We want to, of course, put his Reddit and subreddit page on here, his YouTube page. We want to make sure that as many social profiles as allowed are connected, because that gives you that consistency. We also want to make sure that the service area is consistent. Right now, this shows that he only services St. Louis. Well, we can also tell when we do an audit here in a minute that University City is less than a mile away from his service location, yet it is not included. So we want to make sure to include some of those other areas. We want to include U-City Loop. We want to include Clayton. We want to include Ladue and every surrounding area that is within that radius. Hours also matter. It's a fact, and here's a hack. When you guys are listing your hours, and you can't just list them differently, they have to be your actual hours, but they're going to feature the businesses that are open or closing soon over the ones that are closed. So if your hours are 7 to 5, but every other competitor is 7 to 6, you may want to try going maybe 7 to 7. Try it out for a little bit. Change your hours and see if that makes a difference in not only your ranking, but also your leads. And you can always make your hours later, right? So that's just something to consider as well. And then when you're going in here, you also want to consider your services. So going back to this basic category service, these are the related services for for masonry contractor: brick repair, stone masonry, retaining wall construction, chimney repair, bricklaying, brick wall installation. These are not categories. You have to physically go in here and add your services. So this is essentially where you would add it, and you can look it up for foundation as well, and even add more business categories. So for each business category, you just want to use this audit tool to see what those related services are and include as many as makes sense for your business. Okay. Also, I love the teleporting tool because this gives you a clear idea of where you rank, whether it's in your backyard. So we can see that we're just right here. We're going to teleport here. And it can also show you further away. So I'll do that audit next. So this is him in his backyard, and he is not in the top 20. So the next thing that I would want to see is, well, let's look at some of the guys who are showing up. and then steal their strategy. Let's see what I can do better than them. Let's see where I can outrank them and then do it. So these guys look like they're going to be pretty easy to outrank. So pay attention and you will see FD Masonry show up in the rankings very quickly. We're also going to do another audit a little bit further away so we can see where he shows up in Central West End. So you just click it and then you're going to go down here to the teleport tool. And it's going to do its thing once again. And you're going to notice some of those same names showing up over and over again. Those are the ones like Dan Milborn Construction, KCB Masonry, and even Galati and Son, sorry if I said your name wrong, or Morelli Tuck Pointing. These are the guys to take note of because they are showing up consistently and in multiple audits and searches. So those are the ones, if I were a new business and I was looking to really rank quickly, I would write down each of these names and I would go in there and look at each of their businesses one by one, do an audit for them and take a look at what they're currently doing, take note of what they're doing differently than what I'm doing, and then I would try to outrank them that way, playing at their old game. So again, that's all I have for today. I hope that helps everybody, and I hope that helps you, DK. Is that Kaitri? I apologize if I'm butchering your last name, but DK, I hope that answers your question. And for those of you who follow our page on MissouriMarketBoss.com, if you guys have a question, whether you want to drop that onto our Google Business profile under the questions and answers, or you want to drop it into any of our social platforms, you can definitely ask those questions and we will answer them for you. With expert tips and advice, you can always find those at MissouriMarketBoss.com. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you found this session helpful, and I definitely look forward to sharing some more tips and tricks with you here coming up soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.